Hi, Crystal. Hope you're doing well. I was wondering if you could just kind of describe the roller coaster mentally and physically of going to the Olympics, coming back, resting recovery, being subbed on in a final, winning, and now a few days later you have an NWSL match in a fight for the Shield.
You described it really well, an emotional roller coaster. But I mean, it's really great just being a part of this team. And it hasn't been easy, obviously, for me personally, coming into a new team, playing a couple of games, then leaving for the Olympics, and then coming back. But this team has been incredible. So proud of them and all that they've been able to do while we've been away, obviously. And they made coming back the transition very easy. So I have no complaints. I was really happy to be a part of the final, obviously, and playing against a top opponent was an incredible experience.
Next, we'll go to Jonathan Tannenwald.
Thanks. Hi, Crystal. It plays off that a little bit and it reflects on what we saw last week. And one of the things that the ICC organizers said is that they made it a principle that the NWSL teams that took part were there on merit because they had won trophies recently. And for lack of a Club World Cup at the moment, I wonder if you hope that that continues on the part of the ICC, that the NWSL teams sort of have to qualify to get there, and it gives them something higher to aspire to beyond just winning trophies in the league.
Yeah, no, I think it's you're spot on. I think it's really great for clubs in the NWSL to feel like they're fighting for something, not just, winning the Shield, winning the championship, but you're also fighting for that spot in the next year's ICC tournament. So I personally like the setup. I think it was great that Houston could be a part of it, obviously winning the Challenge Cup last year and then Portland winning the fall series last year as well. So I think it incentivizes people to want to do their very best, obviously, each season and, give them an opportunity to play for something more than just an NWSL Shield and a championship.
Next, we'll go to Grant Little.
Hey, Crystal, I wanted to talk a little more about the match against Lyon. In that second half, when you came on, there were a lot of substitutes, a lot of players in the midfield. And it looked like this midfield was clicking in a really high level in a way that we haven't seen too many times this year. I was wondering if you could just talk a little bit about that and how you guys were able to come and do that after being gone for so long.
Yeah, I mean, I think this team has incredible players, obviously, and it is a bit of a transition. All of us being in various different environments and then coming back and obviously playing in a really intense game against a top opponent. But I think for us, our motto was basically just keep it simple. For me, Lindsay, Sink subbing in, we were like, listen, we know how talented we are, but at the same time, let's not do anything too crazy. Let's just do what the team needs us to do, which is bring that technical ability, the tactical ability, and just play for each other and work hard.
A reminder to media, if you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll go to Paul Danzer.
Hey, Crystal, maybe talk a bit more about the process of the adjustment from the Olympics or the World Cup a couple years ago. I mean, what you've learned from going through this over the last few years. Talk about the challenges in the process of getting back into your club after a big tournament.
Yeah, I mean, this is now, my third time having to do so. And I feel like it doesn't get any easier. I'd be lying if I said, I've been here before, so therefore the transition's easy, but it's always really taxing. You are giving your all and committing so much emotionally, mentally, physically into a major event in a tournament format. And when that's all over, we're in the middle of a season. So you kind of have to just get out of that environment, get out of that mental space, and then jump right into the middle of the NWSL season. And it's always really challenging. I took a lot of time off for myself. I took between 7 and 9 days off of just, being in my own space, not thinking about soccer, not kicking a ball. And it really helped me mentally just reset because what we all went through in the Olympics was a lot, just the travel, the intensity of every game, the emotional drainage. So I think when we came back, we were all ready to come back. We all felt like we took the proper time off. And I think we're ready to obviously insert ourselves into the environment again. I think for me individually, I am now shifting my mindset into being an attacking midfielder or playing somewhere in the midfield. And that is an adjustment, but I'm really happy. I'm always filled with joy when I get to play in the midfield. So for me, I'm just wrapping my head around being in a new space on the field again.
We'll take one last question from Melina Gaspar.
Thank you. Hi, Crystal. I hope you're doing well.
Thank you.
No problem. I was wondering about the fact that there has been a lot of talking, about the ICC and which league is the best, which continent is the best. Well, Portland won this cup, and I wanted to know your opinion on this matter. Thank you.
Yeah, it's such a hard question to ask because sometimes I don't look at it as like which one's better or worse. It's more so it's just different. I've played overseas at Chelsea, and it was high quality trainings and games. Not every game I would say was so intense, and I think that's where people make the argument that the NWSL is a better league just because every game is so intense. But you have top teams like Lyon, PSG, you have Wolfsburg, you have Barca, you have just so many top clubs that you can't say that they're not amazing, that they're not incredible and that they haven't achieved so much in their organization. So it's a really hard question to answer just because it's different. It's a really different challenge. I would say clubs overseas definitely have such a technical and tactical just level to them that you can't knock. And obviously playing in the league that they're playing in is obviously allowing them to stay consistent and win titles. So, I look at it as different. I do think I am going to be a little bit biased just playing in the NWSL as many years as I have. I just feel like our league is it's like no other. Every game is a battle. If you're playing the last place team, you don't feel like you're playing a team that's in last. You may win 1-0. It may be a tie. So every game is so intense. And I think that just allows us to always compete and battle every single game. You can't take any games off.